After the 1870 unification, the new state of Italy was politically and economically weak. Further, World War I led to great strain on the economy. Italy had returned empty-handed from the Paris peace conferences held after World War I for discussing peace terms against the Central Powers. After the war, there was huge unemployment and a real chance of a communist revolution. March on Rome 1922. It was led by Mussolini, and after this, the king invited him to form the government. There was high suspicion in Italy in those times of a communist takeover of the government. The communists had already attempted a general strike in 1922. This gave Mussolini a chance to project himself as a savior of capitalism as well as Italy against communism, and Mussolini capitalized on this opportunity by leading the march on Rome. 50,000 Black Shirts Italian fascist party squads converged on Rome while others occupied important towns in the north. The Prime Minister wanted to resist Mussolini, but the king instead invited Mussolini to form the government. However, explaining the political atmosphere of 1922 will not be enough to account for the rise of Mussolini to power. Following are some reasons that throw light on the aspects which contributed to Mussolini's ascendancy to power. Disappointment of the Treaty of Versailles. Italy was not given all territory she was promised in 1915 in exchange of entering the World War I on the side of the Allies. For example, some of the territories promised to Italy were given to Yugoslavia. Also, Albania, which was promised to Italy, was made an independent country. This decreased the prestige of the government and the public sentiment turned against the government. Poor economy. This was a major reason for the rise of Mussolini. The economic conditions worsened due to the high war expenditure. Also, Italy had incurred huge debt from US to fund its war effort. This debt was now to be repaid in dollars. Also, there was mass unemployment as heavy industries had to cut down their wartime production levels. System of proportional representation. In 1919 elections, voting all men and the system of proportional representation had been introduced, and women got the right to vote in 1945 to elect constituent assemblies after World War II. Violence by communists. There were a wave of strikes led by the communists during 1990 and 1920. From 1919 onwards, there were violent strikes, rioting, looting of shops, and occupation of factories by workers. Soviet-like organizations began to prop up, and wealthy landlords were evicted from their lands. Thus, there was a real danger of communist revolution in 1920. Popularity of Mussolini. Mussolini was famous as a journalist and began as a socialist, but turns against them because they were against Italy's participation in World War I. He then found his newspaper, the Acerbo Law, helped Mussolini in consolidating power. 1923. This law ended the system of proportional representation. The party with maximum votes was to be automatically assigned 2/3 seats in the parliament. In 1924, the fascist party won the elections with a huge margin because the people wanted a stable government, and thus majority of them voted for one party, and that was of the fascists. Under Mussolini, Italy moved towards being a corporate state. Following are some features. The concept of the corporate state was aimed at cooperation between the workers and the employers with an aim to end the class warfare. Workers, trade unions, and employers associations were grouped into corporations where members of both the group were expected to work together and amicably resolve their disputes. Strikes by workers were not allowed, and similarly, the employers could not force a lockout of the factories. Only the fascist-controlled trade unions were allowed to negotiate on behalf of the workers. To compensate the workers for the loss of their freedom, schemes were introduced where they were given free holidays. Their wages were increased, and some measures were taken to provide them with social security. The positives of fascism for Italians. Mussolini's rule did bring some positives to Italians. He took various measures to improve the economy and the life of people. Following can be listed as positives of Mussolini's rule. Industry. Mussolini's government promoted industry by giving them subsidies where they were required. By 1930, iron and steel production had doubled from 1922 levels. The improvement in the textile sector was significant. Production of artificial silk had increased tenfold by 1930. Similarly, improvements were seen in the energy sector. Many hydropower projects were initiated, and hydropower products doubled by 1937. Agriculture. Italy under Mussolini won the Battle of Wheat, which was initiated by Mussolini for achieving self-sufficiency in food. The farmers were given many incentives to grow wheat, but the negative side to the success story was that the increase in wheat production came at the expense of dairy farming and production of the other crops, as farmers found this less attractive and more land was diverted to wheat production, not unlike wheat and rice production driven by the rising MSP in India. Land reclamation program was launched. It undertook many activities to bring more land into productive use. It included activities like planting forests in mountainous areas and draining marshes. The program had partial success as by 1939, as only 1/10 of the planned target was achieved. Public Works program. It was a very impressive program and was successful in tiding over the challenge of unemployment and building infrastructure. Public morale. The stress on nationalism and propaganda, the economic recovery, the reduction in unemployment and better crop production boosted the morale of the public. Mussolini's regime was also able to offer for law and stability. After work organization. This organization was created to provide leisure activities for workers. For example, the organization organized cruises and workers were given allowances to go for holidays. This helped in boosting the morale and general happiness quotient and work satisfaction among the workers. Foreign policy successes. Mussolini was also successful in his foreign policy, at least initially, in case of Corfu incident 1923, annexation of Fiume in 1924 and invasion of Abyssinia. These events raised the prestige of Italians as they began to view themselves as citizens of a stronger power. Negatives of fascism in Italy. Despite all the successes, many problems still remain unresolved under Mussolini's rule. Some of these were inherent in the physical geography, while others were due to the administrative inefficiency or international events. Economic issues. Italy continued to have shortages of important raw materials like coal and oil. Thus, energy security was always a challenge for Italy. More effort should have been made for capacity creation in hydropower. Exports were hurt as Mussolini pegged lira for too high from its real value in an attempt to show that Italy had a strong currency. Thus, state control of market had negative effects on foreign exchange earnings. Economic crisis of 1929, inequity, social services, corruption, over-centralization of administration. Reasons that led to fall of Mussolini. Mussolini's term came to an end when the king dismissed him. His biggest mistake was of entering into the World War II despite knowing Italy could not afford participation in another war. The majority of public was against Italy's participation in the war given the post-World War I hardships that they suffered in the past. Also, Mussolini lost popularity when he adopted anti-Semitic policies in 1938 and sacked Jews from government jobs. This created a public perception that Mussolini had made Italy a satellite state of Germany. The participation in war led to a lot of hardships for the general public. There were food shortages and public faced increased burden of taxes which were raised to fund the war. There was a 30% fall in real wages after Italy's entry into the war. During World War II, Italy's military performance was poor after a few initial successes. A major embarrassment came when Italian troops surrendered to the British forces in North Africa in 1943. Soon, Allies captured Sicily in 1943, but Mussolini would still not surrender. After this, the Grand Council turned against Mussolini and the king dismissed him, 1943. But after this, Hitler rescued him, 1943 again, and he was set up as ruler in northern Italy with protection from German troops. In 1945, as the Allies forces advanced northwards, Britain and USA, Mussolini tried to escape to Switzerland but was captured and shot dead by his enemies, also known as the partisans. How totalitarian was Mussolini's system? Despite his best efforts, Mussolini did not succeed in creating a completely totalitarian system in the fastest sense of either there being no individuals or group controlled by the state or like the Nazis did in Germany. Mussolini never completely eliminated the influence of the King Victor Emmanuel or the Pope. The Pope became highly critical of Mussolini when he began to attack Jews in late 1930s. The masses only tolerated fascism till it brought them benefits. The corporate state did not lead to complete state control over businessmen, as they only made gestures of submission and rather brought the freedom by making big contributions to the funds of the fascist party. Well, that's all for this video. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to Explified. Also, do press the bell icon. Bye!